When was the last time you saw Phantom Dancer in your game? Phreak in one of the recent patch rundowns said that PD is a bit weak, which is why Riot decided to buff it. And if you've played ADC in solo queue, you might have felt the same. Phantom Dancer rarely feels like the right call. Most people go for Runaans, Rapid Firecannon, or even Navori. So, is Phantom Dancer actually weak? Let's start with what PD actually gives. Phantom Dancer gives you 65% attack speed, 25% crit chance, 10% bonus movement speed. And when you break that down, the item sits at around 123% gold efficiency, which is well above what most items in the league give you. Of course, it doesn't have good passive, but is it actually needed? I'll answer it a bit later. Now, let's compare that to other Zeal items, without accounting for their passives of course. Runaan's Hurricane 85.3%, Rapid Firecannon 80.58%, Navori Quick Blades 85.3%. Let's pause here, just so you can notice how this difference is that massive. We're not talking about a small margin here. PD is 40% more efficient than other options. That's like buying a full item and getting 2 daggers for free. And yet, despite all of that, people still default to things like a Rapid Firecannon. Let's actually compare the stats of PD and RFC directly, because for me, it just looks really funny. As you can see, RFC gives you 2 excellent stats for a passive that won't proc even 10 times in one game. Is that extended range on your auto really worth it? Think about it for a second. Of course not. And while that feels good, especially for poking or staying safer in fights, it doesn't actually make your DPS better. It is just a straight up worse than PD. So the question is, if Phantom Dancer gives you so much more, why people don't build it? There should be a reason, right? Phantom Dancer doesn't give you anything you can immediately see. You buy it and you just start doing more damage and moving a lot faster. And that's the part most players overlook, because it's hard to feel. You don't notice the impact the way you do with other items, but that impact is still very real. In contrast, Runaan's Hurricane and Rapid Firecannon both have very noticeable effects. You shoot further, you hit more targets. You see things happen, and that makes players feel like those items are stronger, even if they aren't in reality. If you're playing a marksman, your job is usually very simple: survive and scale. Deal consistent damage in fights. You don't need flashy passives to do that, you just need stats. PD gives you exactly what you need to succeed. The 65% attack speed is incredibly valuable in extended fights. The 10% move speed helps you reposition better than any other Zeal item. And 25% crit chance is standard, but paired with the other stats, it gives you more consistent value. It's just a fat stat stick that gives everything you want. And while it may not feel as good as playing with RFC or Runaan, it is just better. If you're not convinced even with these arguments, let's check data to see how all these items perform. Across multiple ADCs, Phantom Dancer is already one of the top performing second item, even before Riot buffed it. Just look at those numbers. You could say it's a low sample size, but it's performing like that in every single patch. Not only for these champions, but also for other ADCs. So if your champion likes Navori, this is usually a better option for them. Anyway, not only the item cost effective, it works. The data shows that when players actually build it, they win more often. They just don't build it enough to notice, and from their perception, it feels weak. This brings us back to Phreak's statement that PD is a bit weak. From a pure balance perspective, that's not entirely correct, but from a design perspective, maybe it is. This item doesn't feel strong, and that's a design problem more than a numbers one. It's a classic example of something being good, but not satisfying. When Riot buffs an item like this, it's often not because it's underperforming statistically. It's because they want more people to give it another try. Small buffs help break old habits, make players think once again, and reintroduce forgotten items into the meta. PD wasn't buffed because it was weak, it was buffed because it was invisible. This touches on something deeper in League's design. How Riot often balances not just based on performance, but based on players' psychology. If it's interesting for you, you can watch that video right here. Make sure to subscribe, like that video and drop a comment if you enjoyed it. Bye!